The 2021 season saw the closest fight between two teams in the turbo hybrid era. Mercedes won the Constructors' title by beating Red Bull by 28 points. Max Verstappen won the Drivers' Championship by beating Lewis Hamilton at the last race in Abu Dhabi. In this season, there have been controversial incidents, memorable home wins, insane comeback drives, and brilliant wheel-to-wheel battles. In this video, we will talk about which car was quicker in qualifying. Hamilton and Verstappen. These drivers have been class of the field during the 2021 season. They have both extracted the most out of their cars, and let's decode the statistics to see who was quicker between them in qualifying. If we average the qualifying lap times during the season, Hamilton is the quickest driver on the grid. He is followed by Verstappen, who is half a tenth slower than Hamilton. Fans want two teams to be fighting competitively at the front, and this statistic shows how close drivers from two different teams have been this season. This season has been one of small margins, and even in this statistic, Hamilton has a slight advantage over Verstappen. In qualifying head-to-head, Hamilton leads Verstappen 11-9. If we exclude the Brazilian Grand Prix where Hamilton got a DNF and the Russian Grand Prix where Verstappen did not set a qualifying lap time. Max Verstappen was quicker during the first half of the season. In the 5 races from Monaco to Austria, he was looking very dominant, and even some fans thought that the season was over and he was going to win the title easily. Even when Hamilton outqualified Verstappen in the first half of the season, like at Silverstone, Imola and Barcelona, it was by a small margin. Only Portimao and Hungarian Grand Prix were the exception where Mercedes was much quicker than the Red Bull. Verstappen's advantage faded away and Hamilton was quicker in the second half of the season. In the last 4 races, Hamilton was pretty dominant. He was so quick that at the last 2 races in Saudi and Abu Dhabi, Red Bull even tried to set their car up more for qualifying and compromise their race pace just to qualify ahead of Hamilton and defend for their lives in the race. Looking at the qualifying positions, Hamilton had many P1s and P2s during the season. Despite this, he had some poor qualifying performances. At Russia, he crashed into the wall in the pits and missed the chance to get an easy pole position. In Monaco, a poor setup meant that he did not get the tire temps and he only qualified P7. Looking at Verstappen's statistics, he had many P1 and P3 but few P2s. When Red Bull was quicker, he qualified on pole, but when Mercedes was quicker, he qualified P3 because Hamilton and Bottas locked the front row. However, Verstappen did not have any consistency issues during the season, as he always qualified within the top 3, except for the Russian Grand Prix due to an imminent grid penalty which would have anyway sent him to the back of the grid. The consistency of Verstappen can be seen in average qualifying position where he had qualified higher on average than Hamilton. To sum up, Hamilton and Verstappen have been very close in qualifying this season. Though Hamilton had a better average qualifying lap time, what matters the most is grid position and consistency in qualifying. Therefore, we can say that Verstappen got the better of Hamilton in qualifying this season. Bottas versus Perez, the battle of the second drivers. While they did not fight for the Drivers' Championship, Bottas and Checo were crucial in the fight for the Constructors' Championship. Let's see who was better in qualifying, Porridge Boss or Mexican Minister of Defense. The average lap time shows that Bottas was much quicker than Perez. While Bottas was 2 tenths slower than his teammate Hamilton, Perez was 5.5 tenths off Verstappen. He struggled like Albon and Gasly did in the 2019 and 2020 seasons. In fact, Leclerc was quicker than Perez in qualifying. Checo needs to do better in the 2022 season, as his current level of qualifying performances might not keep him for long at the Red Bull seat with a million Red Bull juniors waiting in the queue. Perez's gap to Verstappen shows his inconsistency during the season. He had poor qualifying sessions like at Bahrain, Spain, Hungary, Zandvoort, Qatar and Abu Dhabi, where he qualified 7.5 tenths slower than his teammate. That's very slow. But looking at the bright side, there were good qualifying sessions he had this year, like Imola, Portimao, Baku, USA, Mexico and Brazil. This shows that Perez has speed, but he's unable to show that consistently throughout the season. For 2022, Perez and Verstappen will have zero experience of the new car, unlike this year where Verstappen was driving the same car 5 years before Checo's arrival. Therefore, Perez must do much better next year and he should aim to be within 3 tenths of Verstappen. Bottas' gap to Hamilton shows another story. He's within 2 tenths of Hamilton in many races and he outqualified him 4 times this season. Not bad considering he's up against one of the best of all time. His best qualifying this season was at Monaco, where he got the setup right and qualified almost half a second quicker than Hamilton. However, Bottas also had poor qualifying performances like at Baku, Russia and Qatar, but they were fewer compared to Perez. The positions chart shows why Bottas is much better than Perez on Saturdays. A Mercedes or Red Bull driver is always expected to qualify within the top 4 positions. Bottas has done that 16 times. Perez only managed 9, not even half of the races. He also failed to reach Q3 3 times this season. Pretty inexcusable considering that his teammate always qualified within the top 3. Perez was mostly in the midfield, fighting the McLarens and the Ferraris, and he was unable to influence the strategy at the front in most of the races. Therefore, it is a no-brainer that Bottas performed better than Checo in qualifying this season. Hamilton and Verstappen were almost equal on performance, but Bottas was better than Perez. Therefore, we can say that Mercedes is better than Red Bull in qualifying. They have had 6 qualifying 1-2s this season at the Portuguese Grand Prix, Hungarian Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix, Turkish Grand Prix, Mexican Grand Prix and the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. None of the other teams got a single 1-2 in qualifying. Since the cars were tricky to overtake, qualifying performance was crucial. Merck's Constructors' Championship could be attributed to their better qualifying performance this year. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and let me know in the comments who you thought was quicker between Mercedes and Red Bull. Do subscribe to this channel for more F1 statistics and I'll see you in the next video.